Tomcat Gas Training, and today's video is nothing to do with gas. Today's video is about one of my other passions in life, Tears for Fears, or should I say the very beginnings of Tears for Fears. I've just realised that there might be some people watching this video who don't even know who Tears for Fears are. This is the handsome chaps here. So this one's Kurt Smith, and this one is Roland Orzabal, Orzabal, or however how you want to say it. Okay, so they are Tears for Fears, and this is probably their most famous album. But they started off in 1983 with this album, The Hurting. Then Songs from the Big Chair in 85. Then they did The Seeds of Love in 1989. They also did 2 albums without Kurt, because Kurt left in about 1990, something like that. And we had Elemental and Rahul and the Kings of Spain. And then we got another album when they got back together 10 years later, which is Everybody Loves a Happy Ending, which is the album I like the most. Okay, but they are in the process of doing a new album, and they've just released The Seeds of Love again for an anniversary box set. So we've got the box set, we've even got a picture disc one, and as usual, being a collector, I've got them all. Anyway, that's who Tears for Fears are, if you didn't know who they were. So, from the title, why did I spend £92 on this piece of vinyl? Well, hopefully in this video you're going to find out why. So yes, I paid, well technically I paid £87 for the vinyl and £5 for postage. So for you American guys, that's about $120. So yeah, $120. So why do I keep calling it vinyl? Well, that's exactly what it is. This is a piece of polyvinyl chloride. So that's where the vinyl comes from, and I can't believe that I'm actually saying what this is, because there are some people who've been born the last 30 years who've got no clue whatsoever what this is. My stepson's 13 and he didn't know what a record was until I turned up. So, how did they make them? Well, basically it's just a piece of polyvinyl chloride. They get 2 labels in a press, A and B side on these presses, put the vinyl in the middle, heat the vinyl to about 150 degrees centigrade. I think that's about 300 degrees Fahrenheit in the American money, and it's pressed to about 2000 psi. And then you need one of these things. This is a record player, so this has a stylus in there which converts these grooves into sound, which then goes through your speakers. Can't believe I'm saying that, but anyway. So, why did I pay this money? Well, being a massive Tears for Fears fan and a Tears for Fears collector, we call this little piece of 7-inch vinyl, we call it 7-inch rec single because it's 7 inches across there, the holy grail of Tears for Fears songs. So, let's find out now why this is the Holy Grail and what significant part this plays in Tears for Fears' life. Let's get on with it. So this record is called Mad One. Bit of a strange title, and it's nothing to do with Mad World, which Tears for Fears went on to make later on. So in July 1979, a group called The Graduate recorded this, and it wasn't commercially released. It was basically released for a guy who sold number plates. So let's have a quick dive into the history of Graduate before we actually listen to this record, Mad One. On the other side it's called Somebody Put Out the Fire. And I don't actually recall ever listening to this side, so this side will actually be my first time listening to it. I've known about this Mad One for a long time, but somebody put out the fire, never heard of it. Anyway, waffling now, so let's get on to find out exactly who Graduate were. John Baker and Roland Darzabal were at school together, and they formed a band called the Baker Brothers, and they performed in local pubs and clubs around Bath in 1977, aged just 16. The name Graduate came from the fact that they used to open these shows with a cover song from Simon and Garfunkel, Mrs. Robinson, which was featured in the movie The Graduate, hence the name Graduate. They were introduced to their drummer Andy Marsden by their first manager Colin Wyatt, who also introduced them to their keyboard and flute player Steve Bucks. They played using various bass players until Roland met up with Kurt Smith again. Roland and Kurt played in the same youth club band called the Ducks when they were just 14. And Roland famously asked Kurt, "Can you play the bass?" He says, "I don't know, I'll try and I'll learn." In 1979, Graduate was signed a publishing deal with Tony Hatch, who subsequently offered the group to Pi Records. Graduate recorded their debut album, Acting My Age, at Crescent Studios in Bath in January 1980. They actually recorded it live too. Their first single, Elvis Should Play Ska, reached number 82 in the UK charts in April 1980. The single fared better in Spain, reaching number 10, so the band travelled to Spain twice in 1980 to do TV work and promotional work. The band undertook a gruelling tour then of Germany in October-November 1980, having driven hundreds of miles between the gigs with no roadies. This is what Roland famously said why him and Kurt both left the band. Basically, they said it was too hard work. So, let's have a quick look at the discography of the band. They didn't release many singles. So like I said, which you've seen so far, the first one was Mad One with Somebody Put Out the Fire. Now, it was their first record they made, but they didn't release it commercially. Couple of things I'm not sure about this record. First of all, was Kurt on the recording of it. Now I know he had nothing to do with Somebody Put Out the Fire because they wrote that way before Kurt turned up, but was he on the recording of this? So you massive Tears for Fears fans who know all their information, was Kurt on Somebody Put Out the Fire? Okay. The other thing about Somebody Put Out the Fire is John Baker sang on it, not Roland. And it's hard to say whether Roland was lead singer on Mad One. So if you've got that information, put them in the comments down below because I'm desperate to know. So, the first single like we've seen so far was Elvis Should Play Ska, with a B-side of Julie Julie, again written by Roland. There was only one Graduate song not written by Roland, which was Sick and Tired. Yeah, Sick and Tired, which was written by Kurt. Now my next single they released was Ever Met a Day, which is my favourite Graduate song, with a B-side of Shut Up. Now when we look at the albums in a minute, Shut Up is the only one what's not on this 10-inch, but we'll get to that in a minute. So that was Ever Met a Day. Then the only one where I haven't got a picture sleeve is Ambition, which had a B-side of Bad Dreams. Okay, then this is my Spanish version of Acting My Age, which again had Julie Julie as a B-side on their Spanish release. Now all these singles I bought in about 1983-84 from a second-hand record shop in the little town where I live in Hyde, which used to be what we called the Indoor Market. It was an old cinema, sadly not there. Well, I think the building's still there, but the record shop isn't. I miss that old record shop. Anyway, then we get to the album Acting My Age. Now I bought this in Manchester in 1986 when they re-released it after the success of Songs from the Big Chair. And like I said, the only song this hasn't got on is Shut Up. That's the only difference between the 10-inch and the 12-inch. The single Ambition isn't on here neither. That was going to be their second album. It was going to be called Ambition, and that single was taken from there. That album was never finished and never released, but it was put onto 2 CDs, so they've released the CD twice. I think they were in 91, about 91 when they were released. They're ridiculously priced. Have you seen them? They go for about $300-400. I'm stupid paying $120 for a single. I'm not going to pay that much for an album. So yeah, that was added on as bonus tracks onto the CD. So that's the discography of Graduate. So the time has finally arrived. So let's have a listen to this mad one and see what all the fuss is about.
Mad one from the start. He's mad one from the bottom of his heart. He's mad one, don't care what people say, 'cause he's mad one and mad one moves okay. He's mad one from the start. He's mad one from the bottom of his heart. He's mad one, don't care what people say, 'cause he's mad one and mad one moves okay. Got some news and kind of relation about some man in this game of registration. He don't go nowhere but radio station. Don't try to stop him with your likely registration. Shaking his fist as the people go by. Nothing is missed, many people have tried. Shaking his fist as the people go by. He's mad one from the start. He's mad one from the bottom of his heart. He's mad one, don't care what people say, 'cause he's mad one and mad one moves okay. He'll abuse without any hesitation, and he moves without all his syncopation. He'll amuse those sports and dedication, and one day he will be known for graduation. Shaking his fist as the people go by. Nothing is missed, many people have tried. Shaking his fist as the people go by. He's mad one from the start. He's mad one from the bottom of his heart. He's mad one, don't care what people say, 'cause he's mad one and mad one moves okay. Shaking his fist as the people go by. Nothing is missed, many people have tried. Shaking his fist as the people go by. He's mad one from the start. He's mad one from the bottom of his heart. He's mad one, don't care what people say, 'cause he's mad one and mad one. Who could it be that he's mad one? Could it be that he's mad one? Could it be that he's mad one? Could it be that he's mad?
Well, all you can say is, you got to start somewhere. Quite a catchy little tune in there. Would it have been a hit if they had commercially released it? I very much doubt it. But you could actually hear Roland, if you're a Tears for Fears fan, you'll hear Roland singing in the background there. And that was probably him also playing the guitar. So you could see a little bit of the embers of Tears for Fears in that song. Let's flip it over and have a look, have a listen to the other side, because I can't recall I've ever heard it before. So we'll soon find out if I have heard it before. But you just love that crattle at the beginning. Brings back so many memories. Well, I definitely have never heard that song before. It sounds very folk music-y. It was written by Roland, I think. Yeah, it was written by Roland, like Mad One was also written by Roland. Sounded a bit like The Levelers, if you've ever heard those, folk music type of bands. Again, quite a bit of a catchy tune, but it doesn't sound like any Tears for Fears influences in that record at all. Both of these were pre-Kurt as well, so there's no input from Kurt whatsoever in these, and you can pretty much tell. So that's my video and my look at the record that cost me £92. I bet you're all thinking I'm mad now, aren't you? You think the song's about me? I definitely am the mad one. But as you found out, this is the holy grail for Tears for Fears fans. And I've managed to pick one up for 92 quid. So, if you've liked this video, why don't you give me a thumbs up or leave a constructive comment down below. If you're not subscribed to my channel, then please subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell because I release videos mainly on Mondays and Wednesdays. They're mainly gas ones. If you are a Tears for Fears fan watching this, I have got a couple of Tears for Fears videos on my channel as well from when I went to the concerts. So, all I've got left to say is, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and the mad one will catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.